On the record.
We're on the record. I'm Attorney Gary Oberst. I'll be the hearing officer today. To my right is John Hayducky, the Deputy Zoning Inspector. When I call your matter, you'll come in and sit at this table. Interested parties are also welcome, or they may come in through Zoom. What happens is the city presents its findings, then the respondent has an opportunity to be heard. Then if there are any interested parties, we will hear them, and then we'll try to reach a solution that satisfies everyone. And if we can't, I'll make a decision that may satisfy no one. So we'll start with 46 Batten Street.
Very good. All right, this is a new one by our standards. This is the first time it's in front of you.
Okay.
We are going to, for anybody who's watching, which I don't think is anybody, but for the record, we're going to go share screen here so we can pull up some files. And we are sharing. So 46 Fountain, I have all the documents here for housekeeping. So we have the initial complaint here. I'll open that up on here. And I'll try and scroll along as we're reading here. Slowly but surely. Even my computer in my office has been slow as molasses today. There we go. So there's the first one. There's the complaint. Then we have, oh, this is going to be painfully slow today, isn't it? And that's a follow-up complaint. This is what got to our, this one up here, the first page that you see on there was from our building department.
Right, so if there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, so they forwarded it to me, somebody could possibly do something. So basically the property that we're looking at, just so you're, I'll do the full curve again here. Here we go. So this is Boughton Street. To give an idea, this is the railroad Metro North line here.
Right.
Up this way is Low Street. You got the bridge that goes over to Lexington Avenue, Ely Avenue, and the train station itself. The parking is over in this area.
Right.
And this is the train station garage here,
Okay.
for the parking here. This is Windsor Place. This is the parcel in question right here. And there was the complaint that was filed to the building department, the other part of it. You know, one day I'll figure out the orientation on this thing. Been doing this for how long, so I haven't figured it out yet? And if anybody's seasick, I apologize. So here's the owner of record, 46 Boughton Street LLC, which is this paperwork here in the tax office. And per Connecticut Business, of the Concord website, we have 2 members of the LLC, one of which, Salvatore, is here today. So for proper notification purposes, let's do some housekeeping. Here's the initial notice. This was back in March. You'll notice the date. It's pretty close to when our world was turned upside down a little bit. And there's Sal on the bottom on the second page that you have. And this is the return receipt green card for the service,
Right.
for the notice. And then we kick-started things back up again. Here's the citation to the same owners of record. And we have, after all that, yada, 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 we have the constable services. And apparently Sal's wife accepted for, for Sal. And then, I think that's all I have. Yep, and then we can get into the photos,
Okay.
which I have here.
So you can have all of this.
Yeah, I'll take all that back so we can start to deal with that later. There we go. Okay,
Take this.
I'll take that back as well.
Okay.
So
Now we're here.
now we are here. So the gist of the violation is that this is an existing contractor's yard. Legal in an I-1 zone, meets all criteria for a contractor's yard. This is a survey map which was done in, I believe, 2002. It was originally one large parcel. I believe your neighbor is Terzian. Yep,
He
Frank
bought that
Terzian.
piece. He split it in half.
He's a large one of the bigger contractors in town. And so he basically split the lot, signed by our office here. And for those of us watching at home, I have that as the last thing on here. Here we go. So basically, this was existing as a contractor's use back in 2002. And so what basically happened here was there was a change in operator on that parcel. And while it's allowed, the problem is there's some expansion and adjustments to the what's approved, what was already there. And that's what the initial complaint was that there was a bit of an expansion of an intensity of the use. So just to give you an idea of what we have, and again, I apologize for getting anybody seasick. I'm going to start bringing Dramamine to.
Well, you can learn how to use that piece of equipment.
I'm trying I do something different every time, and I cannot figure it out. The copy machine, the scanner just does not like me. There we go. That should hopefully do it. So basically the first picture there, when we got the initial inquiry, was going by and say, hey, there's somebody operating out of here. There it is, there's the sign. And Sal's here, you can verify that that is the name of the company.
Yes, it is.
There we go.
That's my partner's company.
Yep, there we go. And then we'll go to the next photo I got. This one was a little newer. And that has a little more detail of what's there. As to see, the yard did expand a little bit to the back, and there is your favorite parking in the front setback, which obviously isn't allowed. And also we have some, and I think the next set of photos do this justice. Here you go. There's some elevated storage here, which that's not allowed. And also, and here we go again. Jeez Louise. And this is highlighting again, storage in the front setback, and some expansion to the side rear of the property. And last but not least, that's a blurry picture. I apologize for that one. My Ansel Adams skills, that's not why they keep me around. That's this. And last but not least, from September 30th, much of the same. You see, the reason I got this picture was because the truck's coming out actually now into the right of way and the front setback. Again, can't have that. And it said watch, rinse, and repeat. And this picture, for some reason I thought the need to verify that this was number 46 Fountain Street. And so basically, and yeah, these were from yesterday. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to put them on there. But again, it's watch, rinse, and repeat for anybody that is there. Much of the same, showing the expansion and the parking areas in the front. You want to take a look at those? You see a lot of similarities.
Yeah, it's just the parking area.
And both the nature of what we need to fix is the parking area. We'll need to get we need to get a little bit of landscaping. It's a very small front setback in that zone. Basically,
setback from which point? From the fence?
From the
or
fence.
Inside the fence?
From the fence, from here.
I'm sorry, sir, you need to keep your mask on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. Thank you for that. And then lastly, the big issue is that there has to be a landscaped buffer between any residential use. And the residential use is back here on Wilbur Street. If you go to
Show
the
me
first,
the residential use here.
right here, these here, on Wilbur Street. So it would be this corner here would have to have some sort of landscaping.
Well, what kind of like, because that's all wetlands back there.
Well, it would be, very simple, some arborvitae is classic.
Okay.
Something like that. What I would do, just to be on the safe side, is if there is a little bit of wetlands there, you could consult with our, we do have a wetlands agency. They can give you something appropriate so that it doesn't die. So that doesn't.
My buddy's a landscaper.
Oh, yeah, I'm just, if you
He
need
knows
to.
what to buy.
Right, so, and then with that, so the reason, and what we also need is a survey to confirm all these measurements. And what I've been told from the owner is that a survey has been procured. We just need to get it here And we give the
Yeah,
exact
we haven't-
measurements of
we
where
haven't
everything
updated
needs to
one,
go.
yeah. Mhm.
Right. Of where everything needs to go, where the parking needs, where there has to be some landscaping versus where the parking can be, and where the landscaping has to go for a buffer.
Okay.
So that was my long-winded presentation. Do you have any questions there, Mr. Hearing Officer?
Do you have any objections to any of these? These are relatively accurate photos?
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is your understanding here?
Well, when we bought the property, we bought it as a contractor's yard.
Mhm.
Okay, and that's the reason why we bought it.
Sure.
Okay. Naturally, we have the lady in back that's complaining because we're right on our line. We took up the whole property to use it for
Sure.
usage. The parking is only at nighttime, naturally. During the day, all the cars go. Maybe one or two stay behind. But mostly all the vehicles are gone in the morning.
Well, I mean, like, what time of day is this?
That is, I go out in the morning every day. I don't do much
Well,
in the afternoon.
this side is all the tenant parking, the right side.
Okay,
The right side's the tenant parking.
but that doesn't give them the right to park there. When you say tenant.
Right, basically, the parking, the front set, so that setback that we have from the
So what is
property
the setback from the fence?
in this zone, it's actually 35 feet from the center line of the street.
Of the street?
Right, so basically you take the center line, go 35 feet, and then draw that line. So basically in this situation, because you have a sidewalk there,
Yes.
so the landscaping would start from here, which is behind the sidewalk, from here back. So that's why we need the survey, that's why the survey is critical, because
Yes.
we get the exact measurement. It could be 5 feet, it could be 15 feet, we don't know that.
Yeah.
And then, but then anything in that front, in that area, that 5, 15 feet, whatever it is, that has to be landscaped. You can landscape with whatever you'd like. We'd like to see something obviously a little robust, something maybe like a shrub or something like that to prevent parking there.
We have tenants upstairs
Right,
in the two apartments above the building.
right,
So the tenants park on the right side here.
right. And that's, doesn't matter what side they park on. Think of it as
And then we occupy the rest of it.
right. So it's a horizontal line. It's a parallel line, I should say,
Okay.
with the street. So basically, once you get that measurement, it doesn't matter what side they park on. It's just that from that line to the fence has to be green. That's all.
Both sides.
Correct. Yes.
So what would be my entrance point?
Your entrance is still where it is. You still have your driveway.
It'll be the same width.
The same width, right. It's just that width is the same. It's just on
Okay,
each.
I'm gonna interrupt you.
Sorry, yes, I know, I got you. Yeah, I know.
Okay, you guys can discuss this, you don't have to discuss it here.
Okay.
And we'll meet with you, can be your
Yes.
convenience, and so you didn't understand, I'm guessing that you were doing something wrong, you just bought the property and were using it.
We bought it, the way you see it is the way we bought it.
Okay, so it turns out you've got some violations, which you have to go look into correcting. So I'm gonna give you time to do it, you need a survey, when do you?
You'll have it next week. Because
Okay.
my partner's on vacation and he has it.
All right, so you get the survey, you meet with John.
Yep.
And figure out what can be done.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a violation, I'm not gonna impose a fine, and I'm gonna continue it,
Okay.
so let's see what happens.
Yep.
Okay? I didn't read John's recommendation, but too bad.
You're telling you to this.
Okay, so I have, just give me a second, and I want, we need dates, we're gonna need dates.
Yes.
Okay, so violation found. No fine at this time. Continued. How much time do we need to continue this to give you a fair chance to come up with a plan?
I'll be honest with you, I'm a little swamped. So how about we do 3 weeks, we should have a plan together.
You tell me when you want to meet at the property and we'll walk through it.
Fantastic.
We can meet at the property, I'll
Yeah,
hand you the
that's
survey
probably
plan then, or you
Yeah.
want me to drop it off?
If you can drop it off, that'd be great. So
I can do that.
Okay, so
That would be hang on, I can do that. It'll be the 28th. 1, 2, 3.
let me check.
I'll make sure, make sure that we're all gonna be here.
28th. Yeah, we have a hearing. Okay.
Perfect, yeah.
All right, so you have notice, 3 weeks of the plan, it'd be October 28th. And this is your notice right now, we're not gonna send you any other
No problem.
questions.
I'm good. That's yours. That's gonna be, I'll mail you this official decision form in the mail.
Okay.
Here, and I will, give me 2 seconds here to get all this back in order, if I may.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, this, that's the hard part about all this, is cleaning up. Okay.
But then we can find it next time.
So we find it, that's why I take the time, that's why I do that. Okay. That. And we are all set. So Sal, I'm gonna have to walk you out for COVID protocols.
Not a problem. You just let me know what day you want to meet at the
Yeah.
site.
Absolutely.
I'll have the survey plan early next week. And I'll
Fantastic.
drop it off, just drop it off at the
Good
front.
customer service, yeah,
Yeah.
just make sure my name's on it.
Yeah, and then you just either text me or
I'll give you an email, yep,
Yeah.
absolutely,
We'll meet that day.
absolutely.
Okay?
All right, so what I got quickly to do
Appreciate your
here,
time.
so that we are, I'm gonna be stop recording, pause,